Hello everyone, and today we're back for another Loomian Legacy Showcase video, and today we are showcasing Frutress, because Frutress has actually gotten some brand new moves. This is the second evolution of the Seedrake line, and this is a very bulky Loomian. I am running the Insulated ability because this is a pure plant type, so I want to reduce the fire and ice type weakness to only be neutral. So Frutress only has 3 weaknesses, and I think it has 4 resistances, which is actually pretty good. The moves I have are Body Crash, Briar Block, Sap Plant, and Barbs. Barbs and Body Crash are the brand new moves for Frutress. I'm not sure how hard it will hit because it doesn't have the highest melee defense stat, even with very robust and Drop of Youth. But I wanted to try it out and see how it goes. I mean, it is a plant type, so it is immune to light, so we're going to see how it goes. Have another 192 in the health, which puts us at 171 HP, 200 in the melee defense, and 108 in the range defense. And of course, the Drop of Youth is my item. You could run Sharp Edges if you want, but that also makes you weak to ice and fire, so you can either do more chip damage on melee attacks or have a neutral matchup versus fire and ice, which I would rather have insulated in this situation. The team I have around Frutress is I have Protogon with Pivot. I got Terra Claw, which is a great Loomian to switch in because it's not weak to any of the moves that Frutress is, which is good. I got Gravy Line to set up Poison Barbs, that's the plan, try to stall some turns out. Luminami with Pivot, Pyrolin to get rid of hazards, and I got Boots Gargolem again because this thing absolutely destroyed it last video, but this time I got a melee version. So we're going to see how Frutress does in battle. Alright, battle number 1 with Frutress, and this is a very interesting matchup because there are some melee attackers. There's Doku, there's Shyenta, and there's also Livatros. So there are some good Loomians I can switch this into. Also, Elephage, which is basically just free hazards, unless that's Teardown, which I guess it could be. Protogon's a good bring, because I can hit everything, plus get rid of your potential clutch plushie. Although, this is very nimble, outspeeds me, so maybe not. I'll bring you for speed control. I think I'm going to bring a more offensive team to this. Yeah, Poison Barbs is not good in this battle, so I won't bring Gremuline. And do I bring you or Luminami? Because Luminami has Pivot, and there's nothing that's immune to Pivot. Unless you are the Shyenta is not that set. But I don't think it's that set. I think I'm going to lead with Frutress on Lava. Does he have potential hazard? Oh, Doku's hazards. Oh. Hazards isn't nice with Frutress. Maybe I should bring Pyrolin. Over Protogon? Yeah, we'll do it over Protogon. I would love to bring Protogon, but I don't think it's worth it in this battle. I'll lead Frutress on Doku, I assume. On Lava. This is an interesting matchup. I don't know who wins this 1v1. Also, this could also be the ranged Livatros, but I think I'm going to stay in, because even if it has Mega Chomp, I don't think it's going to do that much. Nothing. Very robust does a good thing, although, of course, I get flinched turn 1, so yay. Great, I love that. Okay, I did go for a bulk up turn 2, but I do get a Sap Plant up. And I actually do hit my Sap Plant. I mean, that is kind of important. Okay, he's not going to KO me this turn. I'm going to actually go for an attacking Body Crash here to actually just quicken up the damage. Oh, he did attack this turn. I didn't think he would, honestly. I actually did not think he would. I get my Body Crash off, though, and I do a lot of damage. That is going to be good. I get a little HP back. I'm going to go for a Briar Block here, which will use 25 energy. I hope he attacks and not sets up. Nice! So I get some chip damage. Beautiful. I can save Frutress for later because it is kind of low on HP. Nice! The Sap Plant should keep this thing alive. That was good. That was really well done on my part. I'm going to place a layer of Barbs and try to put some pressure. Yeah, it's 1v1ing the Livatros. This is good. I'm placing a layer of Barbs so I can put some pressure on his team later. He actually switched! The Livatros had the good matchup and switch. He went Dokumore. This is actually great. It's another melee attacker that I can place Sap Plant on. Thing is, I can't trap it, but a Sap Plant is always a good thing. He actually goes for the Icicle Traps, which actually does make sense. I can see that. The Sap Plant is now on Doku, though. This is really good. I think I'm going to go with another Briar Block here to block any move he does. Yeah, Briar Block is good because it just does extra chip. Okay, he did go for Baffle. So if he goes for Baffle again, I'm going to try to get rid of Icicle Traps. So let's go to Pyrolin because he is going to Baffle. Layer of Barbs is up, which is nice. Oh, I don't have Mudslide, though. I don't have Mudslide. I have Teardown instead, which gets rid of the hazards on his side. Thing is, he only has Icicle Traps, so it's not the end of the world. Who will he go into on the Pyrolin? Only problem is, as good as Insulated is his ability, it doesn't actually get rid of your Icicle Trap weakness. At least I don't think it does. So the Icicle Traps is kind of a problem still. He replicates Fanning Flame. That's not the end of the world. I'll actually go for Mud Spatter, because I can't really switch. Goes for Thunderstrike, which does a little bit of damage. Definitely looks like to be an offensive LFH. And that did a lot of damage. Next time it comes in, it loses because of hazards. I'm going to Rejuvenate this turn to keep Pyrolin alive. I want to see if I can get something else on the field. Yeah, he goes for Flash and Flea. I could have switched, but I wanted to Rejuvenate. Leviatros takes a lot of damage. I think it's... Is it too low? I don't know. Scientia actually comes in. Scientia actually comes in here. Did I bring the Luminami? I did. So I can go Luminami, just pivot out, and then pivot back in, and pivot out, and pivot back in. You know, do the typical Luminami shenanigans that it always does. Fortunately, it did go for Brombu, so that is not very ideal. I might as well just Mega Chomp it, actually. Oh, yeah, it's going for plus... Oh, yeah, going for +4. Okay. Again, not very ideal. But the good thing is I live ahead, I think. I think I live on Mega Punch from this range. I hope I do. Oh my god, I live really well. Goodbye, Scientia. Nice, Scientia is dead. Luminami gets the one-on-one. I want to try to get rid of the Icicle Traps if possible. So my Gargolem and my Frutress has an easier time for the game. That isn't quite enough, unfortunately, for Leipa. But I can go for Flash and Flea here, because if I live to him, I'm in a good spot. I think I actually do live this. Yeah. That is absurd that I actually live that. Now I can go Pyrolin to get rid of the Icicle Traps. And then I can go back Frutress again. And also, we're going to get a lot... Yeah, my whole team's weak to traps. I'm glad I brought Pyrolin. The thing is I don't want to get rid of his... I don't want to get rid of hazards on his side. I wish I had Mudslide on this variant. There's Crackalola. This is actually okay, because I can go Frutress on this. Even though this is a ranged attacker, this should be able to work as well. I use Soul Burst. He is Soul Burst Crackalola. Meaning that... Does he have removal, is the thing. And if he has removal, what is his removal? The thing that's good about Soul Burst Crackalola is that he doesn't have Burn Up anymore. Thing is I don't know if Mudslide or Teardown gets rid of Sap Plant. So that is actually an interesting test to see what happens here. I think he just goes for the Mud Spatter this play. Oh, he does come up, though. He does come up. Yeah, he just goes for the Mud Spatter, which did nothing. I should be able to live a hit here. So I'm actually going to throw up a Sap Plant here. I can't Body Crash it, but I can throw up a Sap Plant. It does outspeed me, which is unfortunate. But I think I lived that because Insulated. Yeah, Insulated comes in clutch. The Sap Plant comes in. I get it on the Crackalola, so I can actually start kind of stalling this guy down. The big thing I gotta be careful for is the Soul Move. Because the Soul Move actually defeats me, I believe. I'm gonna predict the Soul Move. I'm actually gonna go for Barb. Yeah, he went Soul Move. I wouldn't have dodged that. Although I died anyway. Rip. I did die. Not very ideal, but okay. Gargoyle defense. I could set up. I could go Luminami, too. Luminami could work as well. Pivot with Flash and Flay. Alright, get the pivot off. Into... I don't know who I'll put it on, though. I think I'm going to do it into the Gargolem. Because, yeah, Dark Surge would not Okome. Yeah, I'm trying to get Gargolem on the field. I need an extra chip, though. Ah, Rejuvenated. I didn't want that turn. I didn't want it that turn. Not that turn. Yeah, this Crackalola is going to be kind of tough. Even with the Sap Plant, it's actually going to be kind of tough to beat this. We'll go back Luma, though. Dokomori and Crack are going to be tough together. Yeah, and he switched now. Into Doku, which just replaces Icicle Traps. That is a very brutal turn on my part. That turn's brutal. That is a brutal turn on my part. At least he outspeed, so the Icicle Traps come up first, meaning that I could still get rid of the hazards. He is a Milkshake Doku, but not the end of the world. I don't want to tear down. Thing is I don't want to tear down. Another thing is Earthquake is not enough to KO me. And I know it isn't enough to KO me, so I feel like I'm free to click Mudspatter here. Lowered stats, to get it in range. Yeah, it does get it in range for any Loomian to beat it later. Goes for the Earthquake, which I'll live. Yeah, live pretty well. Go for Rejuvenate this turn. Yeah, I'll Rejuvenate. I'm gonna Rejuvenate this turn. No, he's gonna let it go. I should have attacked. My bad. I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking. I was thinking maybe I could stall down Doku, but I obviously won't, so I'm just gonna go for Fire Breath in case he goes into the Odayaga, which Odayaga is rough, actually. Oh no, I got Gnarly Gash on the Gargolem, if he does have Odayaga. Oh no, Elephage dies because of the Barbs, right? Did it die? It didn't die? It didn't die? Well, Mud Spatter it then. Okay, that's fine, well... We go Gargolem then. And Gargolem gets a Master Boost, and we're looking good here. Yeah, we outspeed this, so we'll go you. We'll go for the Jet Strain on Crackalola. Oh no, but that was a bad play actually, because I only get the other attack. Yeah, I get melee because my melee attack's higher. So yeah, Earthquake would have been the better move there. I just clicked it because the Crackalola has lower range. That's the reason why I clicked it. I think we're still going to be okay, though, because we got Luma still. We could break through Crackalola eventually, I think. Yeah, and if this doesn't KO it, it actually did, because it got a crit. Well, that was a pretty good first battle for Frutress. Let's head into battle number 2, and like always, Gargolem attack is doing well. Alright, battle number 2 with Frutress, and... Pre-evolved versus pre-evolved. Which one will win? It is interesting because it looks like it's a hazard setting team. But it also doesn't look like it has a team that could get rid of hazards as well. Thing is, I'm going to have to play so carefully with hazards because I'm going to have to play so carefully with hazards. Although, this does look like a good matchup for Frutress. I mean, it can do good against this, even though it has Slapdown. It depends on the Ferroglyph set. I could stall down Yo. I can also soak one hit from Jalusa. And I think it does okay versus Odasho as well. But Odasho also does well versus me, so... I'm gonna make sure I bring a lot of Pipit so I'm not completely screwed by it. U for the Pyrolin. Terraclaw can be good. Oh, yeah, I have the Rogue, because he has a Guard Drone, which is probably Hover, let's be honest. It's probably Hover. Although Zip Sap looks pretty free here, so I'll bring you... Premiline can be so good with Poison Barbs, but I'm not going to bring it in this battle. Oh, no, I could bring you for Ferroglyph, actually. Yeah, you're good for Pharaoh. Who do I replace it with? Either no Zip Sap immunities, or I replace potential Pivot. I'll replace Luminami Pivot, because that has Deep Freeze. So yeah, I'll do that. I want Terraclaw for potential Pharaoh. Ooh. Well, we're going to see right away which Ferroglyph set this is. Let's hope it's not Boots. This could actually be a Boots Pharaoh. Boots Pharaoh, okay, it's idiosyncratic, so we know this is a melee Ferroglyph then, okay? We now can confirm it's a melee Ferroglyph. That's going to do a lot of damage. We can confirm this is melee. We're going to go Frutress on it. So I feel that confident. He's going to go for the Rogue, I believe. Ow. Tons of damage. And I'm going to throw a Body Crash here. I'm going to throw a Body Crash in the universe here, because he has -1. So yeah, I'm going to throw a Body Crash here. He doesn't have any Dark-type moves as a melee Pharaoh. And I ain't going to do that much either. So yeah, Frutress already gets a KO. That's a good start, although my Frutress is unfortunately already low. So I'm going to have to play rather smart with it. If he goes Odasho, I'm sat planting it. And set up hazards. Oh. Okay then. Sat plant. Why not? I mean, you could have Baneful Bash, but who cares? You don't do that much damage unless you have attack. Okay, finds this as an opportunity to set up Poison Barbs. That's actually perfectly okay for me. I could set up Barbs on his side as well. So, I don't mind this. I actually don't mind this interaction. I don't mind setting up hazards on his side either. And that's going to do nothing. Wow, it did nothing. He is a health amulet Lumello, but, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I have a feeling he's going to switch, so I'm going to throw up another sat plant. Predicting a switch. I think he's going to switch here, because he realizes his Lumello can't do anything. Yeah, he predicted Barb, so I get a sat plant on the incoming Odasho, which is big. Hopefully I can actually hit the Odasho. Hopefully I can actually hit the Odasho. That's a big hit. I needed that. He's going to try to trap me in or sat plant me. So I might as well for a turn Briar Block to stall a turn. That worked out pretty well. That was actually a good play on my part. There's the Briar Block. Thing is, Pestilence does a lot of damage, and he is trying to trap me in. Am I okay with getting trapped in? Yes, I can live with it. I'm going to go for a Body Crash and just try to get some damage. Because Pestilence is not enough to Oko. And if he goes for Sat Plant, I'm not trapped in, I switch out. So, Body Crash does some nice damage. I take it out next turn. Okay, he did Sat Plant. Which I'm a plant type! He can't even do that anyway! Oh my god, that's big. He has to switch. He's first to switch. I'm going to wait and try to get my energy back. Yeah, his Odasho! He just lost his Odasho because this is Body Crash. So, Frutress cooking! This is a cook. I like this. Goes for the Pestilence this turn, which makes sense. Thing is, his Odasho is dead. No matter what he does, his Odasho is dead next turn. So yeah, I'm just going to attack it. If he goes attack... Yeah, he has to let his Odasho go. He's too low. He's too low on HP. I might as well Body Crash anyway, because it does get me out of Pestilence. Dodge. Okay, never mind. I should have just Fire Blocked with them. But the Sap Plant goes first, so... I get released from Pestilence. So that did give me an extra 3 HP. But I do lose a little energy. But it's not the end of the world. It's still relatively alive. Thing is, with Gardrone, yeah, we can confirm. We're going to Body Crash you. We're going to stay in and Body Crash you. Deep Freeze will not Oko. Because of Insulated. The Body Crash will get you down to half health. Oh, almost got the Oko. The Oko would have been nice there. But I think we're going to go into Pyroland. And try to get rid of these Poison Barbs. Because these Poison Barbs are kind of bad, actually. I do live the hit. I can live any hit from Gardrone. I'm not worried. So yeah. Now I'm going to go for the Tear Down here. Okay. I'm already cured of poisoning, and I'm going to Tear Down. Yes, it gets rid of hazards on my side, but I can always place them back. He goes into Jalusa on hazard, so that's good. And say goodbye to my hazards. So my hazards is gone. His hazards is gone. It doesn't matter. The hazards game has been controlled. I'm going to go into Protogon. No, I'm going to go Terraclaw on Jalusa and then just Parasitize. Because Parasitize, I think, 2-hit KOs it. Tsunami, nothing. Deep Freeze, nothing. Parasitize, lots of damage to pretty much anything on his team. In fact, I could Baneful Bash, but I think Parasitize is better, because he's going to hit me with a super effective move. He could go Lumello. He does go Lumello. That's fine now. Lumello comes in. That's okay. I could set up a couple times. That did no damage. Wait a minute. Oh, Repugnant. Yeah, I forgot about that. I should have just Baneful Bashed it. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. So, I am going to be poisoned, but I do have Poison Barb. Like, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Terraclaw has a health amulet, and I do have Parasitize, so I can't always heal my HP back. And also, Lumello is a 2-hit KO from Baneful. It does have Blind Spot Batter, though. That's interesting. So, his other move is Blind Spot Batter. I don't think I've ever seen a Blind Spot Batter Lumello ever, actually, so that's kind of interesting. We'll go for the Baneful Bash here. His Pharaoh is already dead. Yeah, his Pharaoh's already dead. Yeah, his Pharaoh's dead from the beginning. Unbaneful bashing any Loomian that comes in. Threatening the KO and Lumello. It might live because it is a Lumello. It does actually have good bulk. It does get to live. So that's going to do a lot of damage. This is a little concerning, actually. Yeah, this Lumello is actually kind of kicking me a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I'm going to switch. Yeah. I'm going to switch and go Protogon and threaten a KO on something. Yeah, I'm going to go Protogon and try to threaten a KO. I do get a ranged attack. Wave Wrecker comes in, does nothing. Even on a crit. And yeah, he's forced to switch. All other 3 Loomians are weak to that, so we just sits up here. And then we just go Gargolem. Gargolem wins from here. Jalusa comes in, trying to lift a hit, and yeah, we're good. We win this. We win this now. His Rageful Plushie is activated, but it legit... I could care less what he does with the Jalusa, because I go into Boots Gargolem, and yeah. Nothing lives here. Nothing lives here. Just Gnarly Gash, Gnarly Gash, Gnarly Gash. Gnarly, gnarly, gnarly gash. So, yeah, Gnarly Gash, the Jalusa. I do think a Wave Wrecker is enough from Lumello to KO me, so I am going to switch if he does go Lumello. I don't know, I got a +1 now. Okay, he went Guardrone first anyway, so that is a KO. And the Guardrone, the Odasho going down, and the Farragut going down at the beginning. Like, Frutress actually did very good in that battle. And it actually dealt some good damage as well with Body Crash. I mean, if it's a super effective hit, Body Crash can do some damage. Like, it isn't as good as, like, other Body Crash defensive Loomians, but Frutress has done its work so far. That's going to be another late-game cleanup for Gargolem attack. Let's head into battle number 3 with Frutress. Alright, battle number 3 with Frutress, and this is going to be a very interesting battle. It's going to depend on a lot of things. This Dakuda, it's going to depend on what that Dakuda is. Because Phantom Slash does hit me super effectively, but it is on the melee side. But it also could be Slapdown, so I don't know. I lived this guy pretty well, because if it insulated. Grammy Line's not great. I gotta watch out for that. There are melee attackers. There are melee attackers. I'll bring you for the Hazard's lead on Gargolem. And Protogon is a great lead here. I could bring you and try to only allow 1 layer of hazards to come up. Because he has that guy. That guy's a little concerning. I could just threaten something early. You look amazing because I can pivot with everything. Grammy Line is looking rough, which, by the way, it is a Gamma Grammy Line. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a lot of hazards in mind with this team, because you probably have Poison Barbs for Venusaur. Venusaur's a nightmare, by the way. I'm gonna have to go you and bulk up, parasitize it. I mean, I could go this. I'm very weak to Toxic type, so... Oh, I gotta bring you for Revenine. Oh, no, you work versus Revenine. Unless it's the melee fadeaway version, which I guess it could be. Also, Chicken Jockey. And as expected, he does lead Gargolem. Does Boots, one of these, actually outspeed? I don't know, actually. We'll see. I'm gonna go for Gnarly Gash. I'm gonna go for some early Gnarly Gash damage. He could just be an attacking Gargolem out of nowhere, but I assume it's a hazard setting variant. Judging by his team, I think it's a setup hazarding one. It's a suicide lead variant. Because he has Gamma Gremlin, which I assume is Poison Barbs, and Venusaur. So I assume, and then his Valkyrie is his Gust Loomian. Huh? Huh? Well, goodbye, Valkyrie. Valkyrie's already dead. And that's a master boost immediately. So, that's a great start. I unfortunately don't have Icicle Trap, so his Clutch Plushie on Gargolem is going to stay for now. Revenine comes in for the revenge killing. It's a Gammer, so that might not even be that variant. It might actually be the other set. But I will still go into Terracol anyway, in case it is. You never know, this could be the... Oh, it went for that move. Okay, Revenine, I see ya. I don't actually have Cyclone Slam for this, but I still win this matchup. I guess it's gonna do, like, 40 damage. Okay, never mind. It gets a range defense drop. I mean, it did less than 40, to be fair. And I'm back to full health, so... No, in my luck, this is a Scorching Skin one of these. So I'm gonna switch into Pyrolin. And I hope it brings one of his melee attackers. He had quite a few of them on his team. He must have brought at least one of them. I'm not sure which one he brought yet, though. Go for Rejuvenate this turn to just try to heal. He's Final Rusing a lot. Jeez, he's really relying on that free KO there, but I'm not taking that risk. I'm not taking that risk with the KO there. I'm not gonna let any of my Loomians go down. If he gets a Dark Surge flinch, I'm rejuvenated. He didn't get it, so say goodbye to Revenine. Oh. It lived. I don't know who outspeeds who in this situation. I'm gonna wait. Oh, actually, I can't tell who outspeeds. I can't tell who outspeeds this. Final Ruse stays, right? He's out of moves, though. I'm going Protogon. His Final Ruse will be gone after this turn. So, yeah, we'll go Protogon, and we'll just go for the funny haha zip zap move. Actually, no, we won't go for the funny haha zip zap move. We're going to go for the haha funny Dart Burst move. So we're stuck in a Dart Burst for Proto. That's for the Gargolem Speed form coming in. Maybe I could potentially get 10 hits and wear it down. So that's 2 Loomians already dead. Speed form does come back in as expected. He's going to set up hazards. But maybe I can limit it to only 1 hazard. It is the attacking variant. That did a lot of damage. Wow, it did a lot of damage. But boom! Boom! Get all 10 hits. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep! I love gambling! I absolutely love gambling with Protogon. So, he has no hazards. Oh, Gremlin could place them, though. Gremlin could place hazards, though. Which is a little concerning. I'll switch, though, into my Frutress. I assume this is a defensive Gremlin. I mean, it only makes sense. Oh, it's Vital Jab, which got crit. That sucks. Probably Slap Down, but I'm going to go for a Sap Plant. It is Gnarly Gash. Okay, that's fine. Sap Plant comes up if I actually hit. I do get the hit off. Nice. And the thing that's good is Gremlin has a very high health stat, meaning I think I could actually 1v1 this. Especially with a Briar Block doing extra damage. I think I could actually 1v1 this. No, I am not going to hit Gremlin because there's a good chance this Gremlin is actually... Yeah, there's a good chance this Gremlin is actually that ability, and I don't want to get hit by that. So there's another Gnarly Gash. I get a layer of Barbs up, which that should be very helpful. Thing is, he should know. I'm going to stay in and go for Barbs, because I think he's going to predict the weight. Yes, he did! He predicted the weight and rest, meaning I get another layer of Barbs up. That's actually going very well so far. And I'm actually getting a lot of HP back from Frutress. This is going very well so far. Now I'll go for a Briar Block for some damage. Oh my god, this is pure evil. This is evil! Oh my god, this is pure evil. This is pure evil. This is evil at its finest. And I'm back to a decent amount of health for... I'll Briar Block again in case I get it. Don't get it, but that's okay. The damage has kind of already been done. Oh, he's trying to stay alive, actually. That was actually a smart play. I was able to stay alive there. But I can Briar Block again. So failing the Briar Block didn't really matter too much. I'm going to get my HP. If he attacks, he loses his ground. I 1v1'd him! I 1v1'd him! So say goodbye to the Gremlin. What's your last Loomian? What is your last Loomian? Is it Akalos? It is Venusaur! I knew it! I knew your last one was this guy. I knew it. I knew it. Venusaur is very... I'm very weak to this. Let's see. Do I live this hit? If I live, I'll laugh. Unbelievable. That is just unbelievable, really. And this guy has a high health stat as well. Okay, maybe not that high. Unbelievable. Later, Barbs came in and did some work. Maybe if I could get 2 Briar Blocks in a row. Oh, he did make the predict and put up a far enchant for his side. So he doesn't take any extra damage. But this is his last Loomian. I could kind of let a Loomian go here. I'll let Protagon go here. I mean, it really doesn't matter. His Venusaur is kaput. I mean, I could have just saved this for a revenge kill, but... I want to win with Frutress. Winning with Frutress is more fun. Let's be honest. Winning with this guy is more fun. And I have Gargolem anyway, so yeah, Gargolem could just win at any time. I want to win with the haha funny Frutress dude. Thing is, it's so predictable, but I don't care. I just spam Briar Block. I mean, he is setting up Far Enchant every turn. Do I have enough? Oh, I have enough for 2 more, actually. Double Briar Block. I like how I can never get the doubles. I can never get the double Briar Blocks. I can never get the doubles, and there is the poison. Yeah, but the Reign of Terror is gone. Yeah, looks like Frutress's Reign of Terror might be done. I'll go for a wait because he'll predict me Briar Blocking. Now this will be the time he doesn't. No, he doesn't predict it. Wow, am I really that predictable? No big deal. The damage has already been done, and his Far Enchantment's gone anyway. So, Pyroland just win the match for us. Pyroland comes in and just wins. So, Butt Spatter, GG's. Just sit down and rest, and that is going to be a GG's. That was actually a surprisingly very good showcase for Frutress. Every single battle, I used all its tools. Like, the first battle, I was able to use Barbs and Sap Plant. Battle number 2, I used Body Crash and Sap Plant. And battle number 3, Briar Block. Honestly, Body Crash and Barbs on Frutress is really, really good, especially if you combine it with Briar Block. You could also use this as a bequeath setter as well, and that's what people usually use this for, as a bequeath setter with Insulate It. But it can now also work as a bulky, hard-hitting with Body Crash, health healing with Sap Plant, stalling with Briar Block, Barb setter. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video of me showcasing Frutress, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!